I moved my coffee cup aside and spread the newspaper on the kitchen table, but before I read the funnies or worked the crossword puzzle, I wrote several copies of the same coded message on different sheets of paper. The message itself was simple. Delivering it was the tricky part. Leaving the notes on the table, I stacked my lunch dishes on the drain board and ran water in the sink. My mother never liked to leave the dishes for later, and I guess that's why I did things the same way. A knock on the door caught me off guard, scaring me so badly that I dropped the glass I'd been trying. It shattered on the linoleum, and I froze. In my panic, I forgot that whoever was on the other side wasn't going to break down the door and take me away. There was another knock, and Benny called. "Pete, you in there, man? You okay?" Benny owned the bodega on the corner where I did my shopping. With a sigh, I shuffled over to the door and checked the peephole. I didn't recognize the woman with him. She was holding a clipboard and looked young enough to be in college, but then again, everybody looked young to me. "Who is that?" The woman answered, speaking louder and slower than she needed to. There was nothing wrong with my hearing. "My name is Melody Richter, Mr. Ibbets. I work for the county's Elder Services Department. May we come in?" Richter. The judge, it meant in German. I took that as a bad sign. "What for do I need services?" "This visit is just a courtesy, sir. We do it from time to time." "Really?" I'd lived in Wequahic for more than 70 years, in this exact apartment for 64 of those, and most people would say I'd been elderly for a good 20 years. But I'd never had a visit from the county before. Something told me not to slide back the bolt or take off the chain. Benny tried again. "It's all right, Pete. Let us in. There's nothing to worry about." I trusted him, so I opened the door. Miss Richter stepped inside, looking around nosily. As I followed her gaze, I saw my apartment through her eyes. My portable transistor radio and the black and white TV with the rabbit ears antenna might be older than Miss Richter and Benny put together. There were scorch marks on the counter from the hot plate I'd been using since the stove stopped working about 5 years ago. The sagging sofa and the narrow bed had seen better days, that's for sure. So had the curtains. I think the woman who lived in this apartment before me bought them back in 1952, before she and her husband retired to Miami Beach. My work table in front of the window probably looked like nothing more than a tangle of old electronic equipment. But I was familiar with every radio tube, wire, antenna coil, and transmitter. Miss Richter's study of the apartment stopped at the broken glass on the kitchen floor. Embarrassed, I crunched through the shards to fetch the broom and dustpan from the corner, but Benny beat me there. "Pete, you don't have to. I got it." He looked sad as he swept up the mess. Miss Richter made a note on her clipboard. Though she was smiling, it seemed like she was waiting for me to make a mistake. "Mr. Ibbets, may we sit and visit for a few minutes?" I gestured toward one of the vinyl-covered chairs at the kitchen table, and after she sat, I did too. Benny lingered near the open door. "I'll get out of here and let you two talk. See you later this afternoon, right, Pete?" Before I could protest, he bolted, and it dawned on me that this woman from the county was here because Benny had called her. I never should have opened my mouth and told him about my plans. I definitely never should have opened my door. "Mr. Ibbets," she kept smiling, but her friendliness was an act. "Do you have any health problems, sir? Do you take any medication?" "No." "That's remarkable for a gentleman of your age, which is 91, am I correct?" "Yeah. My mother used to say that a lady who would tell you her age would tell you anything. I'd admitted my age, but I wouldn't spill the rest of the beans." "When did you last see a doctor?" I shrugged. 5, 10 years, I can't remember. "Do you cook your own meals?" "Yes. Sometimes I am picking up a sandwich at the deli, but mostly I am cooking." "And what was your profession?" "Plumber and handyman. I am working as assistant super for apartment buildings in the neighborhood until I retire."